Honors class, which has taken up the last 2 rows in the back of the room. Welcome, kiddies. We hope we can entertain you enough today. So take good notes and look at us kindly when you go to class. So. Roll call. I'd like to call to order the Monday, June 15th, 2026 meeting of the Lake Zurich Village Board. Clerk Johnson, please call the roll.
Mayor Poynton.
Here.
Trustee Baradwash.
Here.
Trustee Marks.
Here.
Trustee Riley.
Here.
Trustee Spicone.
Present.
Trustee Shagru.
Here.
Trustee Wider.
Present.
Okay, everybody's here. Please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, next item on the agenda is public comment. Public comment is an opportunity for residents to comment briefly on matters on the agenda, if matters included on the agenda and otherwise of interest to the Board of Trustees. Public comment is limited to 30 minutes in total or 5 minutes per speaker. When you step to the podium, and for the record, please identify yourself with your name and address. Please speak clearly and distinctly into the microphone and address your comments to the board. We will take public comments first from the sign-in sheet, and there aren't any, and so I'll give anybody in the audience another chance. If you didn't sign up and you have anything you'd like to address the board with. Anybody? Nobody's making a move? Okay, so then we'll close public comments, and we'll move on to the president's report. We have 2 proclamations tonight, and we have 2 appointments to our committees. So first proclamation is a proclamation for Gun Violence Awareness Month. This proclamation designates the month of June as Gun Violence Awareness Month. Lake Zurich renews its commitment to reduce gun violence and pledges to do all we can to keep firearms out of the wrong hands and encourage responsible gun ownership. The second proclamation for the 250th anniversary of the United States. This proclamation designates that on July 4, 1776, the Declaration of Independence was adopted unanimously by the then 13 American colonies, declaring that this nation was founded on unalienable rights, among those are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. On July 4th, 2026, the United States will celebrate its 250th anniversary of the founding of our nation. The Village of Lake Zurich will celebrate this historical milestone through its Independence Day celebration. The village will continue to foster an environment of mutual respect and understanding, and remains committed to nurturing its diverse community and reaffirms our commitment to the ideals of liberty and justice for all, upon which both the nation and our state were built. The Mayor and the Board of Trustees of the Village of Lake Zurich proclaim that the 250th anniversary of the United States will be observed in the Village of Lake Zurich on July 4th, 2026. The full text of these proclamations can be seen at the Village website. Next in the President's report, we have a couple of appointments to committees. We have some change in a couple of our volunteer advisory board and commissions due to previous members' retirements. Mr. John Kelly, a highly respected 33-year member of the Fire and Police Commission, has retired and moved out of the village. Mr. Sean Gallagher, also highly respected and a 12-year member of the CPAC committee, has also retired. There are very few actual requirements for appointment to any of our volunteer boards and commissions. My goal has always been to attempt to tap and match as best we can potential volunteers' core background experience, education qualifications, skills, talents, and available time to positions on our advisory boards and commissions. As usual, I look for folks who I feel could contribute positive insight to the discussions, someone who could get along with other advisory members and civilly respect logical dissenting positions, as well as work respectfully with the village board and professional staff. For these two positions, the recruitment plan was to contact those residents from our data bank who have expressed past interest in serving on one of our volunteer advisory commissions or committees. So, my recommendations are for Fire and Police Commissioner, Mr. Brett Whitney. Brett is a 10-year resident of the Cedar Creek subdivision. And for the CPAC Committee, Mr. John Eberly. John is a 14-year resident of the Heights subdivision. I have previously forwarded to board members and department heads the recommended candidates' applications and resumes for their review. So at this point, are there any questions or comments from any of the board members? Seeing everybody shaking their head, we will move on to advice and consent. So, may I have a motion to approve the appointment of Mr. John Everly to the Community Police Advisory Committee to an unexpired term ending 4/30/2027. A motion and a second, please.
So move Whiter.
And a second.
Second, Shagru.
Kathleen, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Boradwaj.
Aye.
Trustee Marks.
Aye.
Trustee Riley.
Aye.
Trustee Spicone.
Aye.
Trustee Shagru.
Aye.
Trustee Whiter.
Aye.
Thank you. John Everly, you're now a member of the CPAC committee. Thank you. Second one, may I have a motion to approve the appointment of Mr. Brett Whitney to the Fire and Police Commission to an expired term ending 4/30/27. I need a motion, please, and a second.
So moved, Riley.
Second, Marks.
Kathleen,
please call the roll.
Trustee Marks.
Aye.
Trustee Riley.
Aye.
Trustee Spicone.
Aye.
Trustee Shagru.
Aye.
Trustee Whiter.
Aye.
And Trustee Boradwaj.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Is Brett here? I
No.
thought he might be making it, but he didn't make it. Well, he'll be on the Fire and Police Commission. I'm going to take a minute and swear in John while he's here. So John, come on up. Okay. Come on up here, John. Get in front of meet the rest of the trustees and the staff up there. All righty, John, you ready?
Sure.
Okay, raise your right hand. I, John Eberly,
I, John Eberly,
having been duly appointed to the position of Community Police Advisory Committee member
having been duly appointed to the position of Community Police Advisory Committee member
in the village of Lake Zurich in the county of Lake,
in the village of Lake Zurich in the county of Lake,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of Community Police Advisory Committee member to the best of my ability.
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of Committee Police Advisory Committee member to the best of my ability.
Thanks, John. Well
Thank you, Mayor Point.
Thank you. Good job. So I want you to sign this. The chief will have you sign it, and then I'll sign them later. Okay? And just so you know, John, you have a meeting on Wednesday. And Brett has a meeting tomorrow, so he already knows that. Okay, and I thank you both for stepping up. These are good committees to be on. As you'll be a good addition to them. So.
Looking forward to it. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, that's it for the president's report. We move on to the consent agenda. The titles will be read by the village clerk and approved by a single roll call vote. Any item may be pulled from the consent agenda for discussion or separate vote by any member of the board. Clerk Johnson, please read the titles.
6A, approval of minutes from the village board meeting of June 1st, 2026. 6B, approval of executive session minutes from the meeting of May 18th, 2026. 6C, approval of the semi-monthly warrant register dated June 10th, 2026, totaling $1,860,792.30. 6D, approval to award the 2026 crack sealing program contract to Patriot Pavement Maintenance. 6E, extend agreement with Axon Enterprise, Inc. for Officer Safety Plan T10, in-car video, digital evidence storage and software not to exceed $1,143,522.32.
Okay, any board questions or discussion desired on any item, or would anyone like any item pulled for a separate vote? Roger
I've got
Shapiro.
one question for Chief. Looking at the Axon agreements and extending new AI tools to assist officers and supervisors, Chief, can you elaborate on that, of what that is?
Yes, Axon and many of the other manufacturers have come up with a system that will help officers write reports at a small percentage, in which it takes in information of what the officers and people that they deal with are saying, transcribes that, and helps officers build a report from that. It'll also help with the way officers respond to calls, in building in the framework of a report, so that they, good report writers get better, and then new officers get better in including all the detail. It does not replace their input. It still has to be reviewed by the officer and the supervisor. It just helps make the report writing a little more efficient, having to do with good, complete reports.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Nope. Okay, then may I have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda as presented? Clerk Johnson, call the roll.
I need somebody to
So moved, Shagru.
Second, Whiter.
you
Wider?
and Wider. So Shagru and Wider made the motion. Okay, trustee Baradwaj?
Aye.
Trustee Marks?
Aye.
Trustee Riley?
Aye.
Trustee Spicone?
Aye.
Trustee Shagru?
Aye.
Trustee Wider?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay. That's the end of the consent items. We move on to new business. The first item on new business is the annexation for the Advocate site. I'm going to handle this one, and I'll read the summary. This agenda item includes a public hearing and consideration of multiple approvals related to the proposed annexation and development of approximately 5 acres of property located at 911 North Rand Road, currently in unincorporated Lake County. The applicant, Advocate Health and Hospitals Corporation, is seeking approval of an annexation agreement, annexation of the subject property, rezoning to the B1 Local and Community Business District, and a planned unit development, PUD, approval with a concurrent development concept and final plan for the construction of a 12,500 square foot outpatient medical facility. The proposed development, to be known as the Advocate Outpatient Center, will provide primary care, immediate care, laboratory, and limited imaging services within a one-story facility. The site plan includes parking, access improvements, stormwater management, landscaping, and provisions for future expansion. The annexation agreement outlines the terms and conditions governing the development, including required public and private improvements, financial guarantees, and ongoing maintenance. The proposal has been reviewed by staff and was considered by the Planning and Zoning Commission at a public hearing on September 17th, 2025, where it received a unanimous 6-0 recommendation for approval. This request is consistent with the village's strategic plan goals related to economic development, business growth, and continued investment along the Route 12 corridor. So at this point, I'm going to ask the advocate folks if they would do their presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Is this working? Do I have to do anything to turn it on? It's on? And how about the PowerPoint? It'll come up. Thank you. Okay. Good evening. My name is Kate Duncan. I am an attorney representing the applicant, Advocate Health and Hospitals Corporation, in connection with a proposed new Advocate Outpatient Center to be located at the northwest corner of Miller Road and Rand Road, or Route 12. This project has been a long time in the making, and we have a full presentation for you about it tonight. Applicant has filed multiple applications, which the mayor just relayed, and I think we're all in alignment on what
Okay.
we've got before us.
Hold on
sir.
a second.
Okay.
I'm out of order here.
Okay.
So I have to open the public hearing before we can listen to it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so then, may I have a motion and a second to open the public hearing regarding the annexation of the property at 911 Rand Road?
So move, Spacone.
And the second?
Second, Bardwaj.
Okay, so the public hearing is open for your presentation.
No, we gotta do a roll call.
Come on. Okay. We can do a voice vote on this, can't we? Yes. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Okay, now we're open.
Okay.
Now you can do your presentation, and after that, if there are any public comments, we'll allow those to be happen
Yes.
as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Go ahead.
I won't start from scratch. I will just say we have filed multiple applications and requests with the village for this project, including approval of an annexation agreement, approval of annexation into the village, including the annexation plat, rezoning to an underlying B1 district, and a planned unit developed that will incorporate all of the specific details you'll hear about tonight, approval of a final plat of subdivision, approval of the development concept plan, and final plan for the proposed outpatient center. So that's the list of action that we're seeking. We have a team with us tonight, and we thought we'd just put them all up on the board so you can see them. You're going to hear from many of these people, maybe not all of these people. We did have a hearing on this project before the Planning and Zoning Commission last September, and as Mr. Mayor suggested, the PZC voted unanimously to recommend approval of the project. There are extensive approval criteria in the village code for these applications, and applicant believes that its application documents and testimony tonight will demonstrate that applicant has or can satisfy all the necessary criteria for approval. So at this point, I'd like to ask Landon Rose from Advocate to come up and provide you with a brief overview of the services for the project.
Good evening, and thank you to the board. My name is Landon Rose, L-A-N-N-D-O-N. Last name is Rose, R-O-S-E. Address is 13 Lynn Drive in Hawthorne Woods, Illinois. I know that we reviewed these services, but just wanted to provide a few clarifications based on some questions that we had last fall around the services. So as stated in the summary, we will have new immediate care services at this location. We do not offer immediate care services in the near vicinity of Lake Zurich right now. Additional new primary care services, which are also above and beyond the current location that we have over on Cerise. So this is not a replacement or movement of those services, but these are additional for the village of Lake Zurich and the surrounding community. We would have an x-ray machine to support the immediate care and primary care services, as well as the lab services at this location. Primary hours of operation for this facility would be in the vicinity of 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Monday through Friday, with varying hours in that time frame. And then on the weekends, on Saturdays and Sundays, we usually run an abbreviated 8 a.m. to 4, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and then we'll expand based on the needs of the community. I'm going to ask the rest of the team to come up and give a more formal presentation on the building, and the infrastructure for that building. Thank you.
Hold on one second. All right, well, thank you for having us. I'm Peter Blazer. I'm the design manager for Advocate Health for non-acute outpatient services. As we kind of talked about in September, it's been a while here, but we're going to kind of go over from high level down to detail here. Our development, as most of you have seen some of this, we're going to kind of run through some quick items here and then get into more of the details of the building and the site. So in accordance with your village plan and your annexation for future expansion in the area, we are in this area here to the north off of Miller Road, which is basically part of your plan if within the Lake Zurich comprehensive plan. So want to just highlight this so you start to see some of the things that we're doing with the property to kind of keep with that planning in the course of Lake Zurich's village. All right, so I think all of you are currently familiar with this site at the northwest corner of Miller and Rand Road. We are currently, obviously, as Kate had mentioned earlier, seeking plat of re-subdivision and plat of annexation, which these are included here for detail. We'll kind of just jump through this here so we can get to the meat of the presentation. So this is our current proposed site development plan here. As you can kind of see, as you guys talked about earlier, it's a 12,500 square foot ambulatory outpatient center here in the current Lake Zurich location here on the northwest corner of Miller and Rand Road. We are highlighting all of the necessary improvements that we're doing here, and I'm going to bring some of our other team members up to kind of highlight some of the details of the building and the site as we kind of go forward here. So I'll bring up our landscape team here.
Just for the information of the honors class in the back, the government honors class from Lake Zurich High School. This is the next step in a process. They've already presented this to the Planning and Zoning Commission, who recommended approval to the full village board. So, thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. My name is Zach Reese, landscape architect on this project, and now I can present what I'm sure we're all here for, which is the landscape of this project. Jose can talk about the building a little bit later, but we all know landscape's the most important. In terms of landscape design, it emphasizes plant species that are native or well adapted to Illinois, creating a sustainable, low-maintenance landscape that provides a year-round color, texture, and seasonal interest. These photos off to the side you'll see there are from other Advocate clinics in the region. Around the building in particular, we have foundation plantings such as Annabelle hydrangea and Maynite sage, which help soften the architecture, enhance the curb appeal, and create an inviting appearance. Within the parking lot, as you'll see here at the parking lot islands, there's a mix of shade trees, ornamental grasses, shrubs, and perennials. Those include green mountain sugar maple, prairie dropseed, growlow fragrant sumac, and early bird catmint. Again, these provide seasonal interest, shade, and visual screening of the paved areas from the right-of-way. Along the right-of-way, the street-facing plantings include accolade elm and compact Pfitzer juniper, and these create an attractive streetscape while maintaining visibility and safety from the outside of the property. At the monument signs, which Jose will talk about in a little bit, we have ornamental grasses and flowering perennials that provide a welcoming focal point and reinforce the development's identity. In the stormwater detention area, which you see to the left on the plan here, that's planted all with native species such as tussock sedge and side oats grama, which are well suited to fluctuating moisture conditions and help support stormwater management and ecological function. We also thoughtfully incorporated dedicated snow storage areas without structured planting into the site designed to protect plant material from excessive salt exposure while improving winter maintenance operations. We also have at the main entrance 2 bicycle racks which provide parking for up to 4 bicycles, supporting alternative transportation to the development itself. And now we're going to go into civil engineering and traffic.
If I could just say one thing, thank you for pointing out snow storage on property. I know that's been an issue that we've talked about in the past. And you've never seen an exciting conversation before the board until we start talking about the caliper of the trees.
Oh, of course. The bigger, the better.
Yes.
Good evening. My name is Tim Brown with Erickson Engineering, one of the project engineers on this project. So just talk a little bit more about the site in general. So as you know, we are connecting to Miller Road for vehicular access. There is no planned connection to US Highway 12 for this phase. There is a natural detention basin that will be managing the stormwater, following the natural drainage patterns of the existing site. The storm sewer will connect to the new system that was installed by Lake Dot in Miller Road. You can see that the green lines there are noting the swales that we are putting in to manage that stormwater in the green spaces coming around the parking on the east side down into the basin on the south. There is a pedestrian drop-off for safety and use of the patients. There are ADA parking stalls, and there is sidewalk from the lot into the building. The traffic generated by the site will largely be coming from Highway 12, and it'll be all will be coming right hand into the parking lot, and we've already done those studies, and this has been an acceptable route from Lake County. That's all we got for.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Village Board members. My name is Jose Bilardo. I'm an architect with HDR and project manager for this project. We'll start with signage and wayfinding. The proposed locations conform to the village sign regulations. And just briefly, the locations are the main monument sign is at the corner, northwest corner of Miller Road and Rand Road. It's a 12-foot high sign on a 3-foot pedestal, so it has real good visibility. And the second monument sign is at the entrance to the property right off of Miller Road. And that monument sign is about 6 foot high and 3 foot wide. And these signs again conform to the ordinance requirements. There are within the property there are tertiary signs for wayfinding once you enter the property to guide you and take you to the entrance. So there's 3 of those signs that do not face the public right of way. In addition to the monument signs, there are the building mounted signs, and there's 2 of them. One will be, you see it highlighted in red. One is facing Rand Road on the east facade, and then the other one is on the south facade facing Miller Road. So as you enter the property, you'll see it clearly marked, and you'll see renderings as we in future slides. So the ordinance allows for about 40 square feet on each facade, and the signs we have come either close to that or just under that square footage requirement. And now for the exterior building materials. Let's talk first about the composition and the building design. This is part of a branding strategy by Advocate, and you'll see these. In fact, the top photo and the bottom photo, these are recent installations. That top one is Lakemore, in the village of Lakemore, Rand Road and 120, and then the bottom one's in Hoffman Estates. So these have been completed in the last 3 or 4 years. So These use simple, just layered forms to bring in a lot of natural light and providing views to the surrounding landscape. So it's all about enhancing the patient experience.
So are we getting the exact same buildings as these other places?
You'll see the renderings in future slides. What you will see is a commonality of the materials from site to site. So they're not exact replicas, but you will see site adapted buildings. Let me back up here, yeah. So speaking of materials, a little more on the palette. This is, again, we call it the kit of parts, just to allude to your question. It's, and we pick out these materials that are intentionally rooted in the community and really the region, the Midwest region. So brick, precast, and a metal panel, and of course glass. You see a detailed photo of the brick. This is we picked out a brick that's called a Norman brick. It's simply just a longer brick than your standard brick size. It gives it a more contemporary appearance compared to the more traditional look. So from a practical perspective, it just provides a more cleaner look. And while these materials are familiar and cost-effective, they are used in thoughtful ways. You'll see here a detail of the projection of brick. Again, that's to vary the texture of the buildings and to create some variety. There's precast elements that you'll see in these two buildings. The Lake Zurich site will not have that. We will have, as you see here in this slide in the bottom, or this picture in the bottom, a metal panel. It's a decorative metal panel. It's cost-effective, and it's used on the less prominent facades. So now we'll go to the inside of the building. At the entrance, that's clearly marked that these are now project-specific. This is what the Lake Zurich site will look like. The entrance is on the corner, facing Miller and Rand Road. It's as you enter the building, you will see the registration and check-in desks, and you're greeted with, again, some warm materials such as wood, and the expansive glass will bring in a lot of that natural light. So that creates a nice, inviting environment for a medical facility. As was mentioned, they're marked here, the services that will be provided, immediate and primary care. The way it's organized here, as you enter the building, you'll, of course, see the registration desk and the waiting space. What's marked in green is the exam room pod. There's 12 exam rooms plus one treatment room. And these exam rooms, they flank the staff teamwork space. So what this is called, the concept behind this is the on-stage, off-stage. So basically, think of it as a theater. What you see are what the patients experience is a calm, private environment. The staff, where all the chaos is, they're going to be in the center. Okay, so they're not mixing with the patients. So when the patient enters that pod, it's a much calmer environment. They come in and walk into the exam room. The staff walks in from the back door and greets the patients there. So this reduces congestions, improves privacy, and helps the staff run smoothly day to day. Wayfinding is simply marked, as you can see in this photo here. We call these the portals into the exam room pods. You see a blue one and then a yellow one in the distance. So they're color-coded as well as marked by alpha characters. So the patients will be able to be directed to, the blue portal or the yellow portal, or if it works better, the A or the B. Okay. There's lab services, X-ray, and then what you see in gray in the back are, of course, all the needed services to run the building, the mechanical, electrical rooms, and then the staff support spaces such as conference rooms and a lounge. Now we'll get to the renderings and the building views. So this is what this is the building design. Again, this is from the Rand Road side. As you approach the building in the drop-off area, the canopy marks the entrance, and then you can see the building signage as well. And this view is a little more of the south elevation, and as you enter the property off of Miller Road, this is what you would be seeing as you park your car. And then finally, it's just a bird's eye view of the building. What's on top of the building is the mechanical unit, air handling unit that will be screened by a decorative metal panel to screen the equipment from view. And now, I'll turn it over to Kate. Thank you.
Thank you. That does conclude our presentation. Applicant submits that all approval criteria have been satisfied. Thank you very much to the village and to staff for helping us through to get to this night. Everyone's worked really hard to get us to tonight, so we appreciate that. And our team is all here and happy and ready to answer questions that you may have. So we respectfully request approval of the annexation agreement, the annexation, the rezoning, the PUD, the final plat of subdivision, development concept, and final plan for the proposed Advocate Outpatient Center.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
thank you. Don't go away.
Yes, we'll be here.
Public comments before board comments. Okay. At this point, are there any public comments to this proposal? Anybody? Nobody? Going? I guess there aren't any. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so then I'm going to close the public hearing. May I have a motion and a second to close the public hearing regarding the annexation of the property at 911 North Rand Road?
So moved, Spacone.
Second, Marks.
Kathleen, would you call the roll?
Marks.
Trustee Riley?
Aye.
Trustee Spacone?
Aye.
Trustee Chagru?
Aye.
Trustee Wider?
Aye.
Trustee Bradwaj?
Aye.
Trustee Marks?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay,
Public hearing at
the
7:39.
public hearing is closed. A couple of other things here. First, our village attorney, Scott Euler, has some comments to make.
So just to note, the public hearing on an annexation agreement, when property is coming into a municipality under an annexation agreement, is intended to disclose to the public the key details that are set forth in the annexation agreement. So what we just saw, the presentation we just were able to view as the various speakers shared their information, are the commitments that are set forth in the annexation agreement, the contract between the village and the developer here. That agreement lasts 20 years. It will ensure that the property is developed pursuant to these particular terms, and it will be covered at least for 20 years. We are not expecting this project to take 20 years. The timing of this project is set forth in the agreement and committed to by the developer. There are security guarantees, bond requirements to ensure the performance of this project, the appropriate completion of the project, including the infrastructure that is going to be installed that is eventually inspected by and accepted by the village as part of the village's infrastructure, sewer and water system. So all those things are addressed in this agreement. And we appreciate the detail that the developer went through. This is a second opportunity that the public has had to listen to this proposed project. This went before the Planning and Zoning Commission before it came here, and I think the presentation there was probably much lengthier, with an opportunity for public comment and for the public to understand what is being proposed.
Yeah, in addition to the time that both advocate and our staff have spent on the fine tuning of this project, which was, it's been a while in the process, so. Any board comments before we get into the resolution approvals?
I just have a question.
Mark
And
Swicone.
this is more for Director Brown. Because I've been trying to read this, the agreement and things. How long, we're gonna have to build out a water main to this property, right?
That's correct.
How long is that build out gonna be and how is that being paid for?
Maybe it's something that the applicant could step in and help on when they would start the project. And the funding is through them, so they're fully funding this project.
Okay. And knowing that we have other easement discussions going on, this will be a direct connection for us in terms of from our village property into this new annex property.
That is correct.
We're not having to go through any other process
Nope.
for that.
No.
Okay.
So I would look again to the applicant to say when they intend to put a shovel in the ground and what their time frame would be.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no, not a problem. Well, so contingent on today, we're planning to submit for site and building permits later this week. And so the plan is to break ground and construction the end of August, beginning of September, as soon as we can.
Where does that water main connect to for currently? Where's that connection point gonna come from?
It's Route 12.
Yeah.
So it's the Route 12 that runs from basically north to up to Meadowwood.
Okay.
And then there's a loop that it will put on around the site and then come back to Route 12.
That helps. Okay. Thank you.
Anybody else down here? Nope. How about down here?
Yeah, I've got a comment and a couple questions. So first comment, I'm supportive of the annexation, PUD, et cetera. But I do have a couple questions just because it will potentially impact the residents of Lake Zurich. First, is this going to be complementary or replacing your location on Cerise?
No, this will be complimentary.
All right, perfect. Second one, I'll ask the question, kind of explain why, is will this site be registered as a second or child site under HRSA's 340B database? And the reason why I ask is two fronts. One, from a business perspective, we have 8 outpatient pharmacies that sit within Lake Zurich. That would drastically increase their financial stability and increase the services they're able to offer our residents, which would be your patients. Secondarily, those patients also who may be underinsured or have no insurance, it would be able to provide them additional savings through the 340B, FSS, GPO pricing, et cetera. So just didn't know how this site would be registered at the larger entity.
Want to speak to that, Mike?
Yeah, thank you for the question. At this time, we're not going to be registered as a 340B offsite. We do have a number of 340B offsites within our organization, but this would not be one. We would not have a pharmacy as part of the original scope of the building at this time.
All right, thank you.
Anybody else?
I've got one, Mayor.
Who, Roger?
I know when we saw the original plan and scope, we were looking at potentially expanding it into a bigger scope, and I think I saw some of it in the packet. Is that still the plan? So build, determine if it's enough room, and then expand as necessary?
Yes, that would be correct. We do have the ability to expand additional pods, but it would be like services, additional primary care, additional specialty physician care.
Okay. And the second question I had for you is, kids and family members don't always get hurt between 7 to 7 or 8 to 5.
Correct.
I travel to Arlington Heights and have a punch ticket as many times, having to go to Arlington Heights to a place that's open till midnight. Would you ever consider expanding it? Because I think it's a necessary need and service. It's either that or you go to the ER, right?
Correct.
Would you guys ever consider expanding the hours?
We do consider that based on demand. We do have virtual urgent care services that go till about 11 p.m. at night that patients can call in through our portal and get access to, I think, 7 days a week.
Got it. So based on volume of that would
Yeah,
dictate if you guys need to expand?
correct.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Don't go away. Anybody else down here? I got a couple questions. Relative to Roger's question, that's a pretty large piece of property that you have there, and you're not using the whole thing. What do you plan to do with the rest of it?
At this
if
point,
anything?
yeah, at this point it'd be landscaping, but many of our off-sites, including Lakemore and Hoffman Estates, are built to be expandable for future growth. The way that we design our spaces are about 3 to 5 years worth of growth in the existing footprint. We don't want to be full on day one, but we don't want to be full on year one either. So we do have expandable space in there, but we do have additional space for those pods. So it's usually in 12 exam room pods that we would add additional scope, and it's easily accessible to the rest of the building with that existing footprint.
So there's a competitor facility, I think it's a competitor, at 12 and Cuba.
That is correct.
What's the difference between that facility and your facility?
Different services that they're providing versus us. I think there are similarities in immediate care, but for patients that seek care with Advocate, this provides an option that's close to home for them. If they have insurance restrictions that don't allow them to go to that other facility and do allow them to come to Advocate. But to the earlier question, we're trying to keep patients in a lower cost of care out of our emergency department. And right now, our patients' closest location to get immediate care services would be in Hoffman Estates or Crystal Lake, and many patients, including myself, being from the community, that's a bit of a far drive.
Okay. Why did you pick this particular site?
This particular site,
Let me interrupt you for a second. We're 10 minutes from Good Shepherd. We've got the competitor site. We have another site at Cerise,
yes,
which is an Advocate site.
correct.
And we just have an urgent care place that opened up. I'm not exactly sure what all they do, but why this one? Why this site?
We are at capacity at Cerise for primary care, so we're looking to expand that service. Most of our primary care physicians there are busy. We also have other specialists at the Cerise location, including cardiology. We have major imaging and CT, MRI, X-ray, ultrasound, mammography at that location, including lab services, and we're not able to meet future capacity. So this is an additional expansion location for us. The land was generously, or is being generously donated to Advocate to build the facility at that location.
Okay. Just an aesthetic comment from me. It's a little boring looking, and maybe that's why it's being built the way it is. I think it looks like on the exterior a freestanding Aldi. I would hope that before you get completely finished, and you could gussy that up and dress it up a little bit and make it look a little bit less vanilla-y. I get the branding thing, but I use when people ask me what my vision is for Lake Zurich, I tell people that I'm not a visionary, but I know ugly when I see it, and we're trying to fix the ugly here. Sure. That's not ugly, yes, but it's not what I would call really sharp looking, but that's
Thank
me.
you for the feedback.
So, just my comment. Anybody else? Nope. All right, well, we have a bunch of motions to get through here, so let's take them one at a time. Anything from you? No?
Nothing.
Nope. Okay. Got to make sure we're legal. The next recommended action is I need a motion and a second to approve a resolution approving an annexation agreement. The proposed resolution requires approval by 2/3 vote of the board. So I need a motion and a second.
So move, Spacone.
Second?
Second, Whiter.
I could do a voice vote on this? Got a roll call? Okay, then Kathleen, call the roll, please. For all the rest of them? Yeah.
Okay. So, trustee Wyder,
Aye.
trustee Chagru,
Aye.
trustee Spacone,
Aye.
trustee Riley,
Aye.
trustee Marks.
Aye.
Trustee Baradwaj.
Aye.
Okay, so now the vote.
Okay,
Trustee Spacone,
Aye.
trustee Chagru.
Aye.
Trustee Wyder.
Aye.
Trustee Baradwaj.
Aye.
Trustee Marks.
Aye.
Trustee Riley.
Aye.
Motion carries.
okay, that one carries. Then the next action is, may I have a motion and a second to approve an ordinance annexing the subject property to the village of Lake Zurich?
So move, Spacone.
And,
Second, Riley.
okay, Kathleen?
Okay, trustee Chagru.
Aye.
Trustee Wyder.
Aye.
Trustee Baradwaj.
Aye.
Trustee Marks.
Aye.
Trustee Riley.
Aye.
Trustee Spacone.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, that one carries as well. And the last one. May I have a motion and a second to approve an ordinance rezoning the property to the B1 local and community business district and approving a planned unit development, including the development concept and final plan, subject to the conditions outlined in the staff report. Motion and a second, please.
So move, Spacone.
And a second.
Second, Marks.
Kathleen again?
Trustee Wyder.
Aye.
Trustee Baradwaj.
Aye.
Trustee Marks.
Aye.
Trustee Riley.
Aye.
Trustee Spacone.
Aye.
Trustee Chagru.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, that was it. We got all the approvals, so we're done. Thanks for coming here tonight. Good luck with the construction. And we'll see you when you're, well, I hope we don't see you, but thanks for coming in.
No, thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Now we can see the kids in the back.
Okay, we move on to the next item on the agenda. Trustee Riley.
Yes, ordinance approving budget amendment number 2 for fiscal year 2025 budget assigned ordinance 2026-06-665. In summary, upon review of the fiscal year 2025 interfund transfers, it was determined that the budgeted transfer amount shall not exceed the available account balance. The proposed adjustment aligns the budget with the actual account balances and provides for the year-end transfer of funds designated for future capital projects. This proposal requires approval by 2/3 vote on the village board.
Rita, comments?
Did a great job wrapping it up. We saved a lot of money in the general fund, so we are transferring it over to the capital projects fund, so we can do a lot more capital going on. We've, been talking about the Parks Master Plan and other items like that, so we're gonna be able to fund those a little bit quicker with this extra money.
Okay,
Saving money, good.
comments?
Saving money is good.
Saving money is good.
Yeah.
For that.
Sure. Because we got a lot of capital projects we got to spend it on.
You think?
Yep.
Good? Yeah, good. All right, so I recommend a motion to approve the ordinance approving budget amendment number 2 for fiscal year 2025 by a minimum of 2/3 vote.
Kathleen?
Second, Whiter.
Now Kathleen.
Trustee Baradwaj.
Aye.
Trustee Marks.
Aye.
Trustee Riley.
Aye.
Trustee Spacone.
Aye.
Trustee Chagru.
Aye.
Trustee Wyder.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All good. Congratulate the staff on working within the budget and saving us some money, so that's all good. Good news. Next item on the agenda, trustee Spacone.
Yeah, item 7C, kids in the back, this is the most important thing that we're going to vote on today in your lifetimes as residents of Lake Zurich, right?
My lifetime, too.
Yes. So, in summary, or I'm sorry, this is an ordinance approving 7 easement acquisition agreements for Lake Michigan Water Project, assigned ordinance 2026-06-666. We could have given it a different number. In summary, Lake Michigan Water Project requires easement acquisitions to facilitate the installation of water mains. On February 17th of 2026, the Village Board approved ordinance 2026-02-652, providing the village with the legal authority to acquire property for use as both permanent and temporary easements. On June 5th, 2026, representatives of the village, the project team, including Mayor Poynton, negotiated 7 voluntary easement agreements with private property owners. The agreements have been reviewed by the project's attorney and Richard Freeman of Neal and Leroy LLC. Director Brown.
Thank you. By the way, there'll be more of these if you guys want to come back, if they're approved tonight. So riveting stuff here, so come on back. No, I want to thank you for the opportunity. If the village board approves tonight, I am happy to announce that these are the first 7 easements that will act as the point to install our water transmission main for the Lake Michigan Water Project. All goes well, our plan is to start installing this main in mid to late 2027. So
For the honors class in the back, can you tell them what an easement is and why we need it?
it's a section of property that's typically in the front yard that is about 20 feet wide, that we use to put the pipe underground in along the roadway, so we can have access to install and for future maintenance.
So we're running a pipe from Vernon Hills to Lake Zurich, and along the way, we have a series of easements that we're collecting in order to run the pipe.
That's correct. So we have 7 here, and we have about 45-ish or more to go. So we're hoping this is a domino effect, and they start to fall in line here.
Right. Okay. Mark?
All right.
Or anybody else got it?
No questions.
Mark?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to approve the ordinance for the 7 easement agreements required for the Lake Michigan Water Project at a total cost not to exceed $128,000.
So move, Shagru.
Second, Riley.
Kathleen? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Marks?
Aye.
Trustee Riley?
Aye.
Trustee Spacone?
Aye.
Trustee Shagru?
Aye.
Trustee Wider?
Aye.
Trustee Baradwaj?
Aye.
Motion
Okay.
carries.
That passes. And for the class's information, this is a $154 million project that we've developed funding for, that'll bring Lake Michigan water to Lake Zurich in 2028, hopefully.
End of 2028.
Yeah, so, okay, thank you. Next item, trustee Riley.
Yeah, resolution approving financial institutions and signatories, signed resolution 2026-06-114. In summary, the Village of Lake Zurich is adding U.S. Bank to the village's list of approved financial institutions. This account facilitates compensation for land easement agreements for the Lake Michigan water transmission main.
Anybody? Nothing?
All right.
Comments?
All right, so I recommend no comments, all right. I recommend a motion to adopt the resolution revising the authorized list of approved financial institutions and corresponding authorized signers.
And a second, please.
Second, Spacone.
And Kathleen, call the roll.
Trustee Riley?
Aye.
Trustee Spacone?
Aye.
Trustee Shagru?
Aye.
Trustee Wider?
Aye.
Trustee Baradwaj?
Aye.
Trustee Marks?
Aye.
Motion
Okay,
carries.
thank you. That passes as well. Moving on to the next item. Trustee Chagru.
Thank you, Mayor. Approval of intergovernmental agreement with School District 95. In summary, the Police Department and Lake Zurich Community Unit School District 95 are updating the intergovernmental agreement, or IGA, for School Resource Officer SRO services. The agreement establishes a relationship between the school district's educational efforts and the village's law enforcement efforts to promote safety, security, order for students, staff, and premises. As of July 1st, 2026, the Illinois School Code mandates that the assignment of a law enforcement officer to a school as an SRO be outlined in a memorandum of understanding defining the SRO's roles, duties, and responsibilities. The proposed IGA was reviewed and approved by Village Attorney Scott Euler, District's 95 Legal Counsel.
Chief?
We've had a great relationship with District 95 for about 40 years. It's been a long time, 30 years. As mentioned, state statutes requiring a new update to those. There have been some changes in the statute over the last couple of years, and our agreement was quite outdated. I want to thank Scott Euler for all his work on this. It was a tremendous amount of back and forth between the attorneys to make sure that statutes are followed, but also that we're providing good service and that both sides are happy. So I really appreciate the help. But it's just an update of a very dated agreement.
Thanks, Chief. Board, anybody?
I've got one. So we have one permanent, but it's a rotational basis of the officer. Is that correct?
So we have one school resource officer assigned to District 95. She handles all of the district schools, but is primarily located at the high school. And if things happen to the other buildings, she's moving around and helping them with a variety of incidences and things that need to be reported. That position is generally a rotated position. Officers put in to apply for that position. Our review process includes the district. They're in on our interviews to decide who the best candidate can be. And generally, those positions are usually a 4-year rotation. Sometimes when we get to the 4th year, if there's agreement that maybe the officer wants to stay another year, the district would like them to stay. We sometimes have done that in the past, but it's generally a 4-year commitment.
And for the size of our high school, do you feel it's an adequate amount? It's always one, right? But never more than one?
Right, it's always one. Anytime you have, 1,600 to 2,000 14 to 18-year-olds in staff, it's always a good idea to have good service there. Whether she's currently Angela Lonsky, the officer detective that's there, is able to handle those things. And we've been in discussion with the district if there's other things they would need or want as far as, I don't know if there's things needed at the middle schools. The unique thing we have is that we have a middle school and an elementary school outside of our district, or outside of our village limits, Hawthorne Woods. So we have to be careful with certain things we do there and making sure that Hawthorne Woods is aware. They also spend time at their 2 schools in their village. But yeah, I believe it's adequate for now. And district's been happy with the arrangement of having that one officer.
Thank you.
Hard for me to believe bad things happen at the high school when I see all those innocent faces back there, right?
It's like anything else, Mayor, sometimes in the way we deal with it is we deal with a small percentage of the population over and over again, and much of the population we don't deal with.
There you go.
Can I add something briefly? So there are 2 principal changes in the agreement, and Chief, you spent a lot of time on this agreement as well, going back and forth and making sure it reads just so. But the employment relationship was clarified to the extent that we thought was important with these revisions, that the officer is an employee of the village and takes their direction, supervision from the village and is allowed to work under certain circumstances and respond to the requests of the school district. But the agreement is much clearer at this point that the employment relationship is solely with the Village of Lake Zurich and directed by you as the chief. The other change by state law is that we can't write tickets to administrative adjudication anymore for offenses that occur that are essentially student discipline related on school premises, which is a significant departure from previous practice in municipalities.
Is there clarifying language in there around who determines the officer's action then? Is that the clarity that you were saying by the fact that they work for the village and not the school district, right? So for instance, a school administrator could not direct an officer to want to take a certain action with a student, that it's up to the police officer to make their best decision on what's happening in the moment to make that call and not rely on what the administrators are telling them to do.
There's specific delineation, and it's smartly done this way.
Yeah.
Law enforcement matters and school matters. And so
Perfect.
that's a perfect separation.
Yep.
We do think that that's more efficient, and it is spelled out.
Thank you.
And that when in doubt, the officer under the agreement has the authority, and it's the understanding that the chief or an administrator here in the village, in the police department, can be consulted with before the action is taken.
Great, thank you.
Sue? Nothing? Okay. Jake? Nothing? No? Okay.
So I would like to make a recommendation to approve the intergovernmental agreement with Lake Zurich Community Unit School District 95.
And a second, please.
Second, Marks.
Kathleen, please call the roll.
Trustee Spicone?
Aye.
Trustee Chagru?
Aye.
Trustee Whiter?
Aye.
Trustee Bradway?
Aye.
Trustee Marks?
Aye.
Trustee Riley?
Aye.
Okay,
Motion carries.
thank you very much. Okay, that's the end of our new business. We will move on to trustee reports. Are there any trustee reports or stray comments tonight?
Mr. Mayor, I have one. So I just wanted to remind everyone that this Sunday, I believe, is the fishing derby at beautiful Paulus Park. It is also Father's Day. I've had the opportunity to be out there a couple of times in the past years. It has been well attended. It is volunteer driven. The Schick family has been involved for a very long time. I encourage everybody interested in fishing and interested in the outdoors to go on out. I think it starts at 9 to noon, I believe. So go check out the fishing derby at Paulus Park this beautiful Father's Day. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Nope. Any
Hold
staff
on.
report?
I
What?
just wanted to say, last Friday, we went to the farmer's market.
Right.
I wanted to say, I think it was the largest farmer's market I think I've ever seen from the time that we've had them in terms of numbers of tents and the layout and the sprawl, and the number of people that were out there. So, to the residents and maybe even relatives of residents who may not be in the area but are coming around, go to the farmer's market. It's a good place to go and pick up a ware or two and have something to eat and commiserate with your fellow residents. So, and then when the old coots are out there, go visit the old coots in the tent.
We're here to help.
So kudos to the team that puts that together, because it's a lot of work.
And additional kudos to our the park staff for the first Live on the Lake event a week and a half ago. That was a major success, great fireworks, great bands, great crowd. We've got one more, well, if you count the 4th of July, 2 more events at Live at the Lake, one on the 4th of July and one on August 8th. So look at benchmarks for more details. Staff reports, anybody? Nope. Ray?
No, sir.
Okay, well, we did schedule an executive session for tonight, but we're canceling that. We don't need that, so we will be adjourning. I'd like the kids to stay for a second after the meeting so you can get a picture with all of us up here and put that in the school newspaper. Would that be good? Don't all answer at once.
It's not call and response.
Yeah, that's your attendance.
Documented proof that you actually were here. How's that? So,
Yeah.
just take you a minute, right? Okay, so then, may I have a motion and a second to adjourn tonight's meeting?
So moved. Spicone.
Second, Marks.
Okay, Kathleen?
Hold on.
Aye.
Now you're getting speedy. Trustee Chagru?
Aye.
Trustee Whiter?
Aye.
Trustee Bradway?
Aye.
Trustee Marks?
Aye.
Trustee Riley?
Aye.
Trustee Spicone?
Yes.
Motion carries.
We are adjourned. Next meeting is Monday, July 6th. Happy 4th of
8:09.
July. We are adjourned. So come on up here. Come on up here and